Hello, my name is Monica. I had the pleasure of conducting an informational group to all of my staff members working on the Girls Detention Unit at McLaughlin Youth Center. This group was held on June the 21st from 2 to 4 p.m. All of our staff meetings are conducted in our classroom on the unit. The great thing about this was out of 16 staff members that I work with, 14 of them showed up to participate in this introduction. Introducing critical incident stress management, also known as CISM, it is a structured interactive crisis intervention that focuses on building resistance to traumatic events. It helps to relieve stressors. It is a guide that happens to have the ability to teach you to be resilient, to bounce back from stressors, especially within our unit. It also helps them build a cohesive team within all of the members that I work with. It helps the performance and the ability to recover from high stress working environments. CISM is not psychotherapy. It is not a substitute, nor is it professional counseling. It does not cure, and it is not a form of treatment. The sole purpose of this mandated group is to basically strive to reduce unwanted and unaware stressors due to the high number of weekly restraints that our unit conducts, the suicide attempts, foul language, inappropriate behaviors, and the high number of residents with substance abuse and fights among the units with the residents. With the variety of traumatic incidents our staff members face, this does affect them physically and emotionally. This only adds to the outside stressors that we all normally have. McLaughlin Youth Center has requested that each unit within this facility have a certified CISM facilitator that conducts these groups within 48 hours of any form of traumatic events. Again, these traumatic events were explained to this group that could include restraints, suicidal ideation attempts, just added stress that interferes with the staff members' productivity and does interfere with their coping skills. Through this cohesive team that we have within the girls unit, staff members will have the ability to release these stressors through a structured 7-stage process through CISM. This 7-stage process is introduction. That is where the certified team member introduces themselves, lays the ground rules, reminding each member of confidentiality, in addition to remind ourselves of each staff member's uniqueness, what we bring to the table, and being inviting to individual perspective. The second stage then goes right on into facts, which is having each staff member within a couple sentences describe that actual event that took place. Then we go right on into the thought process. What exactly were you thinking during that event that took place? Then we go right on into what was your reaction? What were the immediate reactions that you can look back and feel? Then it's important that we transition into symptoms. Now that it's been a good couple days since that event, what are you experiencing, or what have you noticed that you are doing since that event, so that we can really get a good look at that and pinpoint those? Then that's when we fall right on into the teaching stage, where it's nice to have other staff members have the ability to introduce the importance of water intake. If you don't exercise, try and include a 10-minute exercise daily. You know, that also could include having healthy food intake daily. Making sure that we all have a good social network outside of work, where we are and have the ability to talk, and the importance of sleep. Through this process, I then went right on into creating a 3-word round, where each staff member had to come up with 3 words that described the staff member sitting next to them. So after I taught the reentry, which is the 7th and final stage, I decided that the last 30 minutes of this 2-hour group was going to be a meal. So each staff member brought a meal, as this is what has always brought us together. During this, I decided to line up our chairs in a circle And amazing, as we all sat down, one staff member began to discuss a traumatic event that took place on the unit where she found a resident who had tried to harm themselves. She, now looking back, realized that she had gone a couple weeks with a lot of interference in her sleep. We literally conducted a CISM group during that meal, which was absolutely amazing because the groups are usually anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, and we had all 12 staff members that were able to stay for the meal conduct an actual group. We were able to utilize all 7 stages. In addition, I didn't have to cut anybody off. I didn't have to get everybody relined and back on track. I was actually able to really participate as an actual member participating in a group, to have the opportunity to explain my actual fact, my thought, my reaction, symptoms. And the most amazing part was at the very end, staff members were coming together for the teaching stage and being able to recommend things that worked for them. At the very end, everyone hugged. It was just a really awesome experience. For the participation level, I expected I was going to have to go back and redo each stage, and it just kind of took off, and everybody participated, and it was absolutely amazing. For future groups, I think this was actually a very hard thing, even though I knew my audience. It was very uncomfortable for the fact that we are all on the same level, and I felt at a place teaching and leading this group until we actually had our meal, and I didn't have to do much of anything. It was a natural process, and everything. I mean, I had staff members that would literally clarify, what did fear mean like to you was a great example, like I had already used, but that was one asked. And that staff member was able to explain what fear was for them at that point of that reaction as they encountered that situation. So this was actually something that was really great. I'm very excited for our unit to have this opportunity and utilize these, and learning all these different stages and ways to manage groups definitely has become beneficial, as I thought it would be something a little bit different that I would have to be a leader over and in charge and in control. And it really just took off naturally all on its own. And I wasn't expecting to actually conduct a actual CISM meeting. I was expecting just to introduce it so that they were aware of what we'd be doing in the future. So thank you very much.